but I'm scared. I'm just like, what the I'm a mess. I got my sprained ankle.
That's the whole point of this fight. It creates conversation, barbershop conversations, taxi conversations, airplane conversations, and that's what we want. The more people talking about the fight.
Crowd shifted from roaring chaos to shocked silence and back again within a few rapid moments. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul was promoted as a clash between two Iruza, proven heavyweight looking to redefine himself, and a fighter born from social media who has spent years turning spectacle into legitimacy. When the final bell sounded, the internet exploded. Clips spread everywhere, opinions flew, and analysts dissected the bout frame by frame. In the hours that followed, both fighters finally addressed the fight, speaking with a mix of honesty, restraint, and defiance. The night ultimately felt bigger than just a name on the scorecards.
I think at the end of the day, I'm a kid with a big heart that wants to change the world, disruptor. And I never took no for an answer, and I'm just chasing my dreams, having fun, and living the American dream, really. It's a testament to hard work, and every single day dedicating yourself to a craft, pushing through when you don't want to be there, and it all pays off in the long run, and believing in yourself, setting goals that people think are impossible. That's really what my story is all about, and that I hope.
There's a distinct quiet that settles in after major boxing nights, not a lack of noise, but a heavy pause before order slowly returns to the chaos. Trainers monitored their fighters, medical staff made their checks, and both teams disappeared behind closed doors. When statements finally emerged, they were direct and unfiltered. There were admissions of exhaustion, hard-earned respect, and a controlled anger that only competitors truly understand. Joshua's first words sounded like a man taking stock of what the fight demanded and what it returned missed openings. Rounds that slipped away and moments destined to be replayed for years. Paul's opening remarks balanced confidence with deep honesty, touching on the emotional storm of the night, the isolation, the noise, and the endless scrutiny that follows every disputed moment. In the end, both focused on the same message: respect for the occasion, gratitude to the fans, and a desire to let the fight live on in memory before it's reduced to a single line on a scorecard.
Different skills. He has a very side-on stance, tries to practice the Philly shell, and I think Jake has a chance that is slim to none.
I appreciate it.
All good?
Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much.
See you guys.
Heavyweight of the world!
Yeah, can you get my back? No.
For the first week of sparring, I had to get comfortable in there and let things slow down and feel the power out and get the confidence to slip, catch, move.
In the build-up to the fight, predictions were everywhere and sharply divided. Most odds makers and analysts positioned Anthony Joshua as the clear favorite, listing him as the expected winner across major betting markets. That outlook was echoed by well-known platforms and wagering boards. From an analytical perspective, CBS Sports and Sportsline combat analyst Josh Nagel leaned toward Joshua, with Nagel's top prop selections including a Joshua win by TKO or KO, reflecting his history against elite opponents and his proven finishing ability. Analysts at Yahoo Sports also pointed to Joshua as the fighter most likely to end the bout early, noting how experience, officiating, and the magnitude of the event could favor the seasoned heavyweight. Still, the consensus was not absolute. Some outspoken figures in boxing and several high-profile fighters offered opposing views. Tyson Fury, known for backing his opinions boldly, publicly suggested that Paul could land a punch capable of changing everything, even claiming he would place a large bet on Paul in theory. That confidence helped keep the idea of an upset alive. Dana White, true to his direct style, offered an assessment that blended doubt about crossover boxing narratives with reluctant respect for Paul's willingness to step into heavyweight territory, a sign that industry leaders were paying attention, evaluating, and occasionally being surprised. The fighters themselves added to the tension. Jake Paul, who has spent years declaring his intention to disrupt the sport, openly predicted victory and insisted Joshua could not knock him out, voicing that confidence during early media appearances and shows like Pat McAfee's. Those contrasting, pre-fight opinions added weight to the event. When an underdog has believable supporters and the favorite has analytical authority behind him, every round carries a heightened cinematic feel. After the fight, commentators reacted as expected. Some walked back earlier takes. Others reinforced their original views, and many highlighted moments that caught them off guard. Several former champions and active fighters admitted they had misjudged the pace, while others treated the bout as a learning example. Amir Khan, for example, spoke about the kind of punch that could halt influencer boxing, highlighting Joshua's ability to apply traditional knockout power and discipline to a modern spectacle. Other fighters turned to social media to discuss technique, ring control, and rare moments when crowd energy shifted expectations. What stood out was the candor. Few tried to hide being wrong. Instead, many used the fight to discuss the craft, how to prepare for a social media-born fighter refined by rounds against experienced fringe professionals, and how a veteran like Joshua must manage not only physical challenges but narrative pressures that can influence officials, broadcasters, and momentum.
Well, it's very tough to say something about Joshua or Jake. I'm waiting for this fight because I'm so excited. But, Jake have a lot of chance to win, and a lot of people think he not, but I believe in Jake. Joshua is the best fighter and have a lot of experience in boxing. He's a heavyweight guy, but Jake improved a lot, and the people need respect both, because it's not everybody have sorry my language, but have a balls for come inside the ring and fight.
From the opening bell, the energy was instant and explosive. Early exchanges showed flashes where Paul's awkward, aggressive angles were able to sneak through. Other rounds reflected classic heavyweight fundamentals: distance control, sharp jabs, and heavy power shots. Moments that seem ordinary in still frames felt massive in real time. A tight uppercut that made the arena hold its breath. A brief stumble that shifted momentum across an entire round. After the fight, both athletes spoke with respect about those defining sequences. Joshua's team pointed to the success of his jab and power combinations, while Paul's camp highlighted gritty exchanges on the inside and a confidence in the ring that contradicted his unconventional rise to the spotlight. Both sides focused on what the fight demanded from each man: new respect, new questions, and a long list of what-ifs. If the bout took place in the ring, its afterlife belonged to social media. A single exchange, a clean impact, or a near knockdown became the language of the night. Those clips were replayed millions of times as analysts, celebrities, and casual viewers debated technique over and over. Memes stretched brief expressions into endless commentary. Both fighters embraced that space. Short, unfiltered clips shared from the locker room or en route to medical checks pulled fans into the inner circle. The result was both personal and profitable at once. Behind-the-scenes moments and candid post-fight content convinced viewers they were witnessing something genuine rather than a carefully managed story. Trainers from both camps broke things down with precision. Joshua's corner pointed to lapses in distance control and the need for a tighter guard against unconventional attacks. Paul's team praised conditioning and resolve, while admitting there were strategic gaps when facing an opponent with Joshua's shot selection. Both sides spoke in terms of improvement, not excuses. The breakdowns were technical: why certain rounds shifted, how the tempo strained each game plan, and what needed adjustment moving forward. Those comments sounded like detailed checklists the fighters will carry into their next training camps.
See those big discrepancy in skill. Sometimes the better fighter carries the other fighter, or maybe goes a little easier. Is there any part of you that maybe thinks that way, or are you going in there 100%?
Zero part of me. And it's not even that it's Jake. It's just, do you know, I was actually looking at myself today. I'm a very respectful guy, brought up by a good family, but if I can kill you, I will kill you. That's just how I am. And this is just the job I do, so.
This bout moved the needle in a major way commercially. Betting lines shifted during the fight and throughout the following weekend. Pay-per-view numbers were analyzed closely, and promoters immediately began eyeing potential rematches. Networks like CBS and betting analysts released prop bets and updated odds in real time, highlighting how modern boxing now sits at the intersection of sport and data-driven entertainment. Executives and broadcasters will be tracking rewatch figures and subscription increases for weeks. A night filled with drama like this becomes valuable currency. It bankrolls future events, brings in casual fans, and can reshape a fighter's market appeal almost instantly. While analysts debated technique, fans argued over meaning. Social platforms filled with personal reactions and renewed loyalties. Longtime boxing supporters criticized the spectacle. Younger audiences embraced the blend of content and craft. And neutral viewers admitted they were drawn into the experience. One idea kept surfacing. This was a moment people wanted to say they witnessed. Both fighters acknowledged that support in separate messages, thanking fans and recognizing that regardless of the result, the event only exists because people showed up and paid attention. Conversations about a rematch started in the arena and never really stopped. From a promotional standpoint, the logic is clear: controversy drives business, and the second fight sells itself. Publicly, both camps stayed deliberately vague, a familiar negotiating stance that keeps leverage balanced, while allowing demand to reveal itself. Anyone familiar with boxing economics knows that when a first fight raises more questions than answers, a rematch often becomes unavoidable. Both fighters left that possibility open, meaning the story is far from finished. At the same time, both sides emphasized health in their statements, using careful language about monitoring and precautionary checks, necessary reminder that beyond storylines and revenue, long-term well-being comes first. Those remarks helped cool some of the louder online debate and shifted focus toward recovery and what comes next. Fights have a way of resetting narratives. For Joshua, this night becomes another chapter in a career defined by championships, setbacks, and reinvention. For Paul, it stands as a high-stakes test of a path built on attention and legitimate results in the ring. Both mentioned legacy in their remarks, one viewing it as a long journey, the other as immediate responsibility. On one point, they seemed aligned. Legacy is shaped by response. How they move forward in training, media, and competition will likely matter more than any single result. By the end of the night, both fighters spoke with humility and resolve, thanked their teams, acknowledged pain and disappointment, committed to returning to the gym with purpose.
What it is that they're talking about is a massive bonus. So for me, I'm not worried about what people think about the integrity side. I'm more worried about, are they talking? And as long as they...
This was a deliberate, human decision. The fight between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul won't fade from memory anytime soon. It will be replayed, analyzed, taught in gyms, and debated by commentators for years. The immediate responses from both fighters were handled wisely, focusing on what the bout demanded of them and what it gave back: experience, mutual respect, and momentum toward the next stage. Whether that next chapter takes the form of a rematch, a renewed run in the heavyweight division, or a new set of opponents, one thing is certain. Both men will be evaluated less by a single result and more by how they respond afterward. The question turns to you. What did you think of the outcome? And who should Jake Paul face next to further prove himself as a legitimate boxer? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for the latest updates from the boxing world.